Sorry, mate. Right, that's better. Mon Valley dispatch to CSX Extra 8850, NS train N17, lead unit NS8012 is approaching gate now. When it's clear and upon signal indication, you may proceed westbound. So, if you remember yesterday, we got looped here at gate, and a train went past us, and we were told that there'd be another one along. That train has now arrived at the beginning of this scenario, and we're just waiting for it to get to us and pass us. And once it passes us, we can go. Now, there was an instruction at the beginning of the last scenario to switch off the ATC and alerter because, as I said at that time, this particular loco is actually built to run on the, here we go, you may wish to deactivate in-cab alert systems. So, this particular version of the SD40 was built to run on our New York-New Haven route, and it's got all the in-cab signalling switched on, and if you leave all the alerters switched on in this route, which doesn't have in-cab signalling, then it'll never let you go above 15 miles per hour. So Control D and Control F switch all those systems off, which then makes it appropriate for any route you'd like to run it on. Here it comes. Norfolk Southern train coming in the other direction right now. So we're just waiting for this train to clear the junction. The dispatcher will then give us the signal indication and we'll be on our way. I just noticed the camera was, the green screen effect was sparkling a lot there, so I just cleaned that up a little bit. I think I know the one you mean, Monroe 2. Yes, the where they go racing into the siding and just miss this train going in the other direction. This train never quits, does it? There's the end of the train. Right, we should get out clear to proceed in a minute. That'll be a loaded coal train heading for the mine back east. And we've got clear to proceed. Notch one, get all the couplings loosened up. Hey Dart. Yes, it is the part 2 of the scenario we started yesterday. So this is Flyash to Blacksville, part 2 by El Baba's Workshop. Hey Simil, the channel, suddenly the broadcast from this side is showing green. I've shown 6 dropped frames for the entire of the session so far, so all appears to be good so far. Throttle since we're getting up to the speed limit now. This is a heck of a left turn. Let's go and take a look at the conductor's view. At least that's a bit more interesting. I have to say I do like the scenery on this route. It's very pretty. There we go, we can see some track now. Hey train boy, I can see you. And I'm speeding. Well done me. Thanks for joining us. Ishmael, frame rates. While you're running the game, press Shift Z and it appears in the top right corner of the screen. I'll do that now. So if you look up here, I don't know if that's coming through okay for you. In my case, it's hovering between 25 and 30 FPS at the moment. Look at that. Look at that. Out of this world. This is why I like this route. So our next waypoint is Mather Main 1 in 3.45 seconds, and it's a go by, so we won't be stopping there. For some reason the brake control seems to be going nuts at the moment, so I'm not quite sure. I might just reapply the brakes and re-release them. Is Trainsim making a Christmas room? You know, if we haven't announced it, I'm probably not allowed to say anything about it. So I actually don't know. I guess we'll find out if there's one coming soon. Soon, given that Christmas is soon. It's probably not a very useful answer, is it? Sorry. Hey Train Boy, you're going to need at least a good probably meg and a half to be able to download the stream. We're streaming, the rate is currently about 1140. So yeah, if you haven't got that, then it's just going to keep buffering because yeah, you haven't got the bandwidth to download it. I do like the SD40s. They're a modern enough loco to be recognisable and relevant, but they've still got a little bit of a heritage feel about them. Of course, there are the SD40-3s, which have got the interior screens, much like the all modern ES44 and so forth locomotives, which I think kind of ruins them. It's kind of nice having a bit of old-fashioned. Well, over here we use speedtest.net, so you might want to try speedtest.net and see if that will give you a good reading of your speed, rather than telling you what the ISP says you're getting. It'll tell you what you're actually getting, which is very useful. So we're hovering at 20 on a 20.5 in a 20 limit, which is fair enough. We are slowly accelerating, so we need to check that. Hey Joy, yeah, I saw the. I read all about that on the Wikipedia. It was. I would not want to be the guy who caused that accident. Hi Doc, Story of Forest Rail is still coming very soon. It's having just a couple of minor problems just getting it through QA. I think it's the first project this particular group have published in Europe, and so there's a few grammar issues. Just trying to polish the product up a bit. I mean, you guys are really going to like it. It's I thoroughly enjoyed driving it, and if you've got something like the Micronis consolidation, really, well, it looks a treat driving up and down that, because the route's sort of got a bit of an old world feel about it. So it's it's thoroughly enjoyable drive. I think you're all going to really like it. So it is definitely coming. We're just trying to get it pushed over the edge so that it meets the right quality standards. Of course, I say that it's so close. It is really, really looking good. So don't by any means think that it's not meeting the quality standards in sort of the normal respects. It's just not quite there yet. So I'm hoping that it's going to be fairly early in the new year. So if you've got 10 down, just trying to do my maths. So if you've got 10 megabit down, this is a megabyte. You've just got enough bandwidth, so that's probably why you're having a problem, because it really is. You're right on the edge. Basically, it looks like the channel at the moment needs a 10 megabit connection to run smoothly, slightly over a 10 megabit connection. So your 20 meg connection is going to will do the channel no trouble at all. What exactly is my job at Dovetail? So as we announced some time ago, there's a new train sim in development based on the Unreal Engine, and my job is to design that, is to try and work out what that will be. So that basically is it. I get to say what I want to be in my ultimate train sim. So, fun job. Yeah, I've got 150 down. So. So Mather Main 1 coming up at about 3/4 of a mile away. It's lovely scenery around this part of the route. You know, for a while there I had 100 meg down, and it got upgraded to 120, and it got upgraded to 150, and you know what? I don't care. I barely use the 100. It's nice to have, so that when I want to do a download of an Linux ISO or something for Raspberry Pi, it's there. But most of the time, I really don't use it. My kids probably make more use of bandwidth than I do, to be honest, downloading lots and lots of YouTube streams. Hey John, yeah, I remember when I was at Essex Uni and we were on Janet, which sounds far more inappropriate than I intended it to the Joint Academic Network, and yeah, download and upload speeds were astronomical. Nothing compared to what we're getting in our homes these days, but certainly for the time when outside of the university you were dialing up on a 14K4 modem, it's yeah, getting a sort of a, I think there were E3s we had into the school, into the uni, which was sort of a 60 megabit connection. It was outstanding. Hey Moose, glad to see you on the channel. Thanks for joining us. If the question needs to know is, do my kids play train sim? Yes. My son certainly does a lot, and he's even put a couple of scenarios up on Workshop. And my daughter plays it every now and again, but that 7-year-old, she's got My Little Pony that she's slightly more interested in than train sim. Come on, we're through the main one. We've got a green signal, so we'll carry on. Next waypoint is Wayne. So it looks like we're about 10 miles roughly from our ultimate destination, certainly as the crow flies. Sorry Dark, did I get you a bit excited there? I do apologise. Will Train Sim ever make it to consoles? Well, I don't see why not. I mean, we already work with the Xbox controller, and the game can be driven with an Xbox controller, and that's one of the things that really prevents a lot of PC games, is that they require the mouse and keyboard to actually operate menus and so forth. So we've already crossed that barrier, which is a major UI hurdle. Are we going to? I don't know. It's too early to tell. Certainly our main market is the PC, and I guess we're going to be making sure we look after the PC market before we start looking at other markets. Alright Train, sorry to hear you're having problems there. Hopefully we'll see you when you get back home. So you probably could recreate the Polar Express, kind of. The loco, I can't remember the name of it, but one of the Berkshires or the Northerns that was put out originally by G-Trax, Rick Grout, is very similar to the loco from Polar Express. And then you could probably use the Pennsylvania coaches from Horseshoe Curve, combined with the dining car from the Centipede pack, or to give you a reasonably period feeling train that would you could run in a nice snowy setting, and would probably do quite a nice job actually. Let's have a look on my phone, see if I can remember which class the loco it is. Oh yes, no, Thomas, definitely. As much as I heartily agree with you about Thomas, the licensing means that it would be a nightmare, absolute nightmare. So the Luton Polar Express is a Pierre Marquette, or was Pierre Marquette 1225, which is a Berkshire. So you want the Berkshire with some coaches behind it on a nice winter scene, and you've got your Polar Express sorter. I don't know, I think it'd be great to see some Thomas. It'd be, yeah, I think it'd be great to see some Thomas. I think that'd be really fun. There was some Thomas freeware done for Microsoft Train Sim that certainly I remember my son having lots of fun with back when he was much younger. And someone even did, Richard Scott, I think it was, did a model of Circle Line from Underground Ernie, which was very good fun. Even had the eyes wiggling backwards and forwards. You haven't got the Halloween route joint? Oh, you're missing out. The Counter Monster Disco. You need the Counter Monster Disco. It's awesome. Hey Economy, thanks for joining the channel. Yes, lots of free. So we're on Norfolk Southern Coal District. Finishing off a scenario from yesterday. Getting my crossing etiquette correct. So yes, Norfolk Southern Coal District. We're finishing off a scenario from yesterday. Let me turn that bell off. Better. Turn the bell off, get some peace. And it's the Flyash to Blacksville, got my teeth back in. Flyash to Blacksville, part 2. And in this scenario, we should end up at Blacksville. So. I'd love to see some Russian tracks and Russian trains. They're such strange machines, highly unusual. It'll be a different driving challenge, not just for the routes, but for the locos themselves. I think Russian would be great. Sadly, again, licensing is going to be a problem there. Yes, I know, ECML, there's something going strange with the brakes on this loco this evening. Not quite sure what, but never mind. It's we're still going, so we can finish the scenario. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Okonomi. Realised I'd let the speed go a little bit low. Long Valley Dispatcher, unless local C26 lead unit NS935 will be in the clear view in the siding between Wayne and Peaks. Dispatcher out. So I guess we're going to have another a meet going on here with a train waiting for us. I like it when everyone waits for me. So we're going to get a speed increase to 30 up here in a minute. These headphones, they make me look like a Cyberman. So as I explained before, we've got to get the entire train into the new speed limit before we can accelerate. But we're getting there. We're just coming up to Wayne Main 2, which will be there in about 3/4 of a mile or thereabouts, and then we should be able to proceed. Hopefully, I think we've probably only got about 5 or 6 miles left to go now, actually. Green signal on the main to proceed. Have I met anyone famous? No one that I can think of. Nitrous, I think that what they do is they balance the trains up because it's a compromise between having, because in order to get this train up to 75 kilometres an hour, you need to put a bunch more locomotives on the front. That's expensive. You've got more maintenance and so forth needed. Okay, we're just going to the third to speed up. So I think that they balance it so that they can get as much freight up as they can up at line speed. And in a lot of cases, line speed is it's also about the what can the track actually itself take. If you've got lots of heavy trains coming over it and you hit it at 75 miles an hour, what damage are you going to do to the underlying track? And so by running at low speed, they can reduce the amount of maintenance work they need to go out and do on the tracks as well. So I think that's certainly for these kinds of trains where getting it up to 75 miles an hour is actually quite damaging to certain track. Whereas all the trains that on the main line hit 75 plus, they're designed for doing that kind of speed, and then they're generally sleeker, faster. They've got streamlining, which these don't have in any form. Oh, there's that other train that the dispatcher promised we'd meet up with. So I think it's something along those lines. Yes, I met everybody at Dovetail. You're quite right. I have met some absolute celebrities at Dovetail. I'm getting better at those grade crossings. I'm getting better. That's what I thought. We've got a dwarf signal down there, which is probably protecting that left siding over there. But in our case, we have a green, and we clearly continue. Waynesburg Helper at 2.5 miles away. At least going at 30, it's not quite as pedestrian as it was at the beginning of the scenario. So we've got a 25 mile per hour speed limit coming up in just over half a mile, so we need to ease up for that. Okay, so we're going to WS Holt. We've also slowed down a bit now, so we're good for the speed limit coming up. Good question there, Netris. There's nothing I'm unaware of at the moment, but I think I would agree with you actually. What I'd quite like to see personally is a oh, I can't remember the name of it now. That's how much I want to see it. I can't remember the name. Hudson J3A. That's what I want to see. Hudson J3A. So our go via now is in a mile to Manor Ranch lead, and I think remembering the task list, there's not much to go after this. There's our endpoint in 2.2 miles. Just coming up on Manor Branch lead now, it's about half a mile away. Hey there, Gun4 Backs. Good to see you on the channel this evening. Just coming into the Manor Branch lead siding at the moment as a first sight of some of the mines in the Waynesburg area. So Man Main 1 is our next go via, which is in 0.8. You can see it already on the HUD. Right, so we're just going through Manor Branch Lead at the moment, and main one is just heading up, and then we're stopping just shortly after that. So 0.76 to WS halt. So as you saw from the map there, in fact let me bring the map up now. This is where the Manor Branch heads, just the other half of the route. We're actually coming down here, and we'll be stopping just around here. There we go, here. 3/4 of a mile to our stopping point. Hey Jumpings again, good to see you again on the channel. So just coming to the end of this scenario on Norfolk Southern Coal District, about half a mile from our stopping point, and then I'll go and have a look and see what we're going to do next. Looks like at least some of the train's going to be on an uphill, very subtle uphill, so that'll make stopping the train just a little bit easier. Hey, new image in Trolando. there's our lunch by the looks of it. So we'll stop here, and that's the end of this scenario, I do believe. Excellent, well done. There's the edge of our box then. Let's take a quick break while we're stopped here. Scenario complete. Great, that's that one done. Excellent, thoroughly enjoyed that. As I said, that was a scenario, Flyash to Blacksville Part 2, which is another one of the Elphaba's workshop scenarios, all highly recommended. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the other panel and go and hunt out something else to drive. West Highland Extension. Actually, that is a cracking idea. Let me go and dig it up.